The England Coaching Network provides the delivery chain for governing bodies to communicate with and to provide support and development for their coaches. Sports Coach UK have taken a key role in leading the direction of the network in terms of delivery at a local level. The county sports partnerships have dedicated coaching staff, and we also ensure that the governing bodies at a regional and a local level are fully involved in the network as well. The governing bodies have a number of coaches who are their members or who are affiliated to them, and they can't possibly be responsible for all of those governing bodies. The England Coaching Network is important because it provides that support, that dedicated support at a local level that governing bodies wouldn't necessarily be able to provide.
The issue is CPD to those club coaches that currently work and do lots of hours in the evenings, and them accessing CPD outside of their regular evening coaching that they deliver. What we did was we set up the opportunity, working alongside the Netball Development Officer, who was completing CAPS folders with a number of those clubs. I went in with her and we delivered some CPD during the sessions to the groups that they were working with, so the coaches could support and see that happen on the ground in front of them in a live, real situation. We worked across 5 clubs and we worked across in the region of 19 to 20 coaches that were working across all age groups, from young ones all the way through to the adults. They really liked the fact that they got some confidence from seeing some new ideas, some different things, some different concepts, and actually not necessarily within their sport, from across sport. Really gave them some new vigour really, and it energised them a bit within their coaching. So obviously they're going through their CAPS process at the moment, get those goes passed as those clubs, and then go back and work with them, engage them, and look at other CPD opportunities and what they want and need for future.
And they were looking to kind of develop their local coach education programme within the network. We'd worked with them previously doing some kind of support and coaches workshops, and they were looking at kind of extending that and doing some kind of specific CPD and getting some external tutors in to deliver those. So we worked with them to source some venues that they could deliver the workshops at, and also they were kind of quite worried that they wouldn't get enough people to fill the courses. So we sort of gave the athletics coaches the opportunity to book onto the course a week in advance, and then we opened it up to all other sports so they could book on it as well to make sure that the workshop would go ahead. It was really successful. There was, on the first workshop, which was the functional movement workshop, there were 16 people on. On the second workshop, which was managing your inner chimp, was 13 people booked on, and we're looking to do an extra workshop to follow up, because the feedback that we got was that they want more information on kind of a certain topic that you covered within the workshop.
So we worked with Liam McCarthy at England Handball, who's the coaching development lead.
We worked with him to identify a need that they had, which was just to try and work out more about who their coaches were, what they were doing, why they're doing it, and maybe if they had the capacity to do a little bit more.
I think what we wanted to achieve out of working collaboratively with England Handball were to get England Handball to understand the value of the network and how coaching leads at county sports partnerships could really support their efforts to understand their workforce, and get England Handball to understand what was the best way to engage those coaching leads to be a kind of practical part of that process.
So we went about kind of putting together a bit of an audit that we could do in conjunction with England Handball. So we created the audit, and then it was distributed and kind of promoted through the governing body. What's kind of started to come of that is not only are we doing the workforce auditing to support them to identify their workforce and those bits I mentioned before, but also to help them better understand how their participation targets and their coaching targets match, because at the moment there's a little bit of disjoint, and we're just trying to help them to bring that together so that what they're doing on the ground through their activators is tied into what we're doing as CDMs. The next steps for us is to kind of review that. So we did that process a few months ago, so we need to come back to review that and just see how we've moved on. Maybe review some of the results, and maybe even look to see if there's a need to do another one.